Yeah, we live with the left brain because it also delivers a lot of things we want, like this telescopic, up close to reality thing. We think,
Right.
it's an illusion, of course, but it's offered these illusions. That's what I call mysteria, illusions which have to be, illusions which we couldn't do without. So breaking through it is very, very difficult. And you're quite right about that. What it really does, the way I now look at it is Gabriel Marcel give us the solution, and that is the left brain. The left brain puts us under arrest and sticks us in the gulag of the problematic. So we don't even think about the mysterious anymore, right? All caps I'm talking about. So what happens is, and that's limbic, right? Because it's reducing everything, right? It's keeping us within the problematic. But the thing is, it's giving us so much efficiency over the problematic. We go, yo, right? It creates the false hierarchies. It creates the efficiency, the super efficiency, right? And that super efficiency we know as science. So I hope, this is coming around. Science, technology is the gift of horizon while we're in this fucking night of the problematic. But the thing is, tinkering with the problematic, right, as I've shown from day one, is so stimulating to us now. And that's where science comes in, right? The schools and educations are all disciples of horizon. They're the satanic mills that Blake talked about. And they train us to not give a fuck about wholeness, integration, and mystery. Go to the next slide. Schelling has a statement, quote, he says, I'll read it. Nature is nothing but the organ of self-consciousness, right? So based on what we've just said, nature is mystery, right? But let's just read it as a way he's said it, and then I'll comment. Nature is nothing but the organ of self-consciousness. So self-consciousness come out of nature. And everything in nature is only necessary, and that means absolute, because only through such a nature can self-consciousness be achieved. So here's a man who has thrown out all the lies and understood that the biosphere and the physiosphere has created the noosphere, right? So they're nestled, right? And one is the progress of another. So we couldn't understand that unless we'd put in what I just said, that we go towards noosphere. Noosphere gets created out of the natural because of the mystery, not the problem. As we seek for the mystery of self, problem is an ontological, cousin of it. We looked at it neurologically because it's the left brain that makes that happen, sadly. But nevertheless, they're entwined. We couldn't just all drift around in some sort of, space in which it's just mystery, just mystery, just mystery. Everything is contrarium. Everything is dialectical monism. And so moving along with the mystery and the investigation and the rapport, right, between mystery and us, because mystery is a living thing. Nature is a living thing. Remember Schelling's great statement, nature is invisible spirit, right? Is visible spirit, right? So it's all a contrarium. So the contrarium, because we set out in this very program to look at, could we know something more about the contrarium? Yeah, we do. That as you move towards mystery, you can't only do that. Something about our circuitry, something about our world, our existence, means that the problematic runs along with it. And also, how would you know the mystery unless you had its opposite?
Right.
Right? So the beauty of life is I know the problematic and I'm sunk in it. And then as I'm fixing my engine, and as I'm screwing the bolts, and as I'm chopping the wood, I see this gleam. You'll see it in the movie Fearless, right? Brings all of this out. And I suddenly see mist on the mountain. Well, that's the mystery, right? Or I hear the waves coming in, and that entrances me at night when I hear it, right? And lifts me from where I'm at. Or I suddenly pick up a fucking leaf and look at it. And I'm suddenly in mystery. I look at a snowflake, right? So the mystery is always around us, and it's going to knock on our doors, no matter how many doors we try to, close against it. Mystery can never, ever, 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 be excised completely, although we're doing a bloody good job at it, right? So what he's talking about there, if you just replace nature with mystery, you get it. That out of the mystery, out of nature, came self-consciousness. But we've already discovered that self-consciousness bears this schism, this crack, this dialectical monism within it. So that's how we progress to where we're at, right? To understand something about that. So what he understands then, where these guys went, culminates in the existential trinity we've looked at so many times, that nature is the mirror of the self, where culture, society, is the mirror of the ego. There's another contrarium, another divide. Because in the process out, what that quote did not say is that as we progressed out of the mystery, out of nature, we divided into individuals and society, right? Mitwelt and Eigenwelt. There's two phenomena that interact. Remember, we've seen the three circles? I didn't put it in here because everybody should know it by now. Should have fucking tattoos of this on their forebrain, right? So the Eigenwelt and the Mitwelt now are stitched together, cannot be separated. What I call a self, I know about because of the existence of culture and society. And what I know as a society is made up of individuals. Now, what we're living in today in the political climate, why it's so poisoned, is that Mitwelt is dominating Eigenwelt. With these liberal snowflakes running around, liberalism is nothing more than nihilism that is saying, you, individual, Eigenwelt, you don't exist anymore. Or if you exist, it's only for the service of the state. So this bizarre communism, this fucking Karl Popper nightmare and the Bertrand Russell, it's all back again. Because the Eigenwelt is under attack. And we've unpacked time and time again how it's under attack. Right? Now, somebody will go, but I don't even get how mystery and nature is connected. Well, when's the last time you saw the sun plugged in? When's the last time you saw that any human being's thoughts or existence changes what happens out there? Right? It's numinous and it's negentropic. It's self-generating. You have to plug shit in, right? But nature doesn't plug in. You can't find the socket. It's self-generating, right? Which is called negentropia. And it's also numinous, like we said. So, of course, we don't have to belabor the point. Everything that humans, create needs to be plugged in. The spiritual, And also it's difficult because we're not in touch with it. We don't know what systems it has.